Alright, first part on is going to be our new hypo manifold. This is an aftermarket. We are going to need to get some different bolts for these longer studs, or longer platforms. Our long bolts are not bolty enough, so need more bolts for the bolty hole. But I'm going to put the short ones in just so that we can get going today. Right, start the first one, and if you had the right bolts, you start the back one as well, and you can drop your manifold gasket in. And we are using manifold gaskets just because gaskets are good. You can put this straight on the block, it'll seal up, but you're gonna almost always have an exhaust leak. Gaskets are cheap, get a gasket. A 1 and a 2. And of course that one is not lined up.
It's probably the gasket.
Nah, it's the manifold was just hanging low.
Ah.
Because it was hanging on the front and the back bolts. All right, now put the other side on, then we can start running spark plug wires.
All right, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about detailing, but before I get into the detailing side of things, I wanted to talk about what we've got going on here. Now we have a phenolic spacer. This is actually a plastic spacer. Phenolic, it can be a wood spacer, it doesn't matter. If you have a fully open port system here, you'll want to get a fully open port, obviously, gasket for the bottom, and then I also want to use that same style gasket here. Whatever you have for your port setup on your spacer, that's what your gasket needs to be. The bottom one can be an open one if you have to, but I really, just because I'm that kind of guy, I like to have the same gasket on the top and the bottom of the spacer. I'm just going to lightly mount my carburetor now. I'm not going to get fully messing with it because we've got some other things to do here, but I want to get the carburetor mounted up there. Yep, something, he was catching on something. So, time for art class. When I do an engine, this is just my own personal preference. When I do an engine, I tend to go for what I call an industrial look. And what is an industrial look? Well, an industrial look would mean that this carburetor would be a gold anodized carburetor, because that's what they ran back in the day. Your distributor's silver, your valve covers are chrome or they're aluminum, your intake is aluminum, and then you have the dark colors for your manifolds and maybe other parts on the engine that we'll be showing you as we go along for the installation portion of this. All these colors are neutrals. They're not anything bombastic. They're not like, you know, purple plug wires with a pink air cleaner. I try to keep everything in somewhat of a consistent fashion. I will tend to go with whatever brand of car it is, air cleaner style, that they would have used for an open element air cleaner. If I had a Mopar and Mopar had a certain air cleaner they used back in the day, I would get the chrome version of that air cleaner to put, even if I'm using aluminum valve covers. If I'm using chrome valve covers like the ones that are on here, obviously these are our tuning valve covers, but if these are standard chrome valve covers, chrome element air cleaner, and bits of shiny all over the engine to make it kind of all tie together. It's neutral, it's not fighting with anything else, because you're going to have a hard time, and we're going to show you this in a minute, with getting your colors consistent. The red anodizing on our carburetor is not probably going to be consistent with the plug wires we're going to be using on this engine. And we do have a specific direction with this engine, which we'll be showing you as we move through this. Just know that if you go with a neutral industrial look like I use, it'll go with anything you put in there. It's like a tuxedo. It's a black and white tuxedo, or, you know, if tuxedos had chrome shirts. So, carburetor's sitting on here right now. We're not going to button it down because we've got some other things we want to talk about, which I'm going to hit those before Cam puts the plug wires in play on this, because he's just chafing at the bit. He really wants to put those plug wires in. It's a gift. All right, so you can see that we have the valve covers on our small block 302. Now these we got from the guys at National Parts Depot. They're obviously the Ford Racing valve covers. Now the owner wanted to kind of keep a theme on the car. He wanted to have the black exterior, and then the interior on the car is red. So he wanted to have a black and red theme. We're going to comply with his wishes and do that here. And I like these valve covers. They're honestly really tight looking on this engine. I like the combination of that with the 289 exhaust manifolds, with the exhaust manifold paint that we put on them in a previous episode. This looks really good. And we're going to do something a little different than what you might normally see. Now, in 1984 and 85, I believe, Ford used the valve covers I'm showing you right now. Now, these are the aluminum valve covers, but they're different from what Ford did later in 85 and into 86 because they changed the mounting position for the bolt. Now the bolt on this that I'm showing you has a short shoulder on it. The later valve covers have a long shoulder. And these bolts, we've already shortened them up a little bit, are for the newer valve covers. And these go all the way up into the late 90s when they were still doing nicely dressed out engines. The problem we have is the bolt size that we're going to be doing, what we actually need is about that length right there. These are far too long, and they're actually much longer than this. We cut a little bit off of them already, and it wasn't enough. These are available through National Parts Depot through their 5.0 catalog they have, the Mustang 5.0 catalog. You know, Mustangs all the way from 1979 to 2000, I believe is where their late model catalog stops. They do have this and these pieces here, which are kind of nice for routing the wires out around the front of the engine, and Cam will show you that when he starts doing the wire routing on this in just a minute. We're going to have to go, and off camera here in a second, he's going to take these and shorten them up so that they will work with our steel valve covers. It's something you can do. This is not going to work with a stock steel valve cover or the early 85 valve covers. You will have to take and kind of match them up to your original bolts right here for length. So I'm going to take this out of the way. I'm going to talk about a couple more things now. We've got our air breather. We're going to take this and we're going to use some aftermarket wrinkle paint, and I'll show you how that works in just a second. And we have an air cleaner lid that I'm going to just pull in here. We have an air cleaner lid that's kind of the same thing. They do have a Ford Racing lid that matches these valve covers perfectly with the Ford Racing logo right here on the front. I think that's enough Ford Racing for me that we have on the valve cover. So I got this plain lid that they offer through National Parts Depot, and it has the element and the base. And I'm going to take this and attempt to match the wrinkle finish on this, on the air cleaner and on the breather here. And there's something else I want to talk about on the breather real quick, and that's the fact that if you're doing this, these valve covers are specific to where they go. On an early Ford, your oil feed is always on the driver's side of the valve cover, left-hand side of the car, and your PCV breather is always in the back corner. And these valve covers are set up for the PCV to be either here and feeding the front, but then you're putting oil in at the back. So be mindful if you're using these valve covers, the big hole goes in the front and the small hole goes in the back. And this will get painted real pretty. You'll see it in a minute. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something here. We're using what would be, in the GM vernacular, a Z28 air cleaner base and lid. And the problem we have with this is the base of the air cleaner is actually contacting this cap that we were planning on using. We were going to go with the mushroom style cap because I actually like the way these operate a little bit better for performance. But in an engine like we're running, which is a small block 302 with a stock cam, the only real thing that we have on here is the big 4-barrel, not big, but a 4-barrel carburetor and a 4-barrel intake manifold. So we're not all that in a box of cookies. So we're going to have to do something different, and that something different is this. We're going to not use this cap. We are going to go with a stock style cap that we got from the guys at National Parts Depot. Sorry I have to be in your way. Now, no, I haven't put the rotor on there, but we don't need that in there in order to set up our plug wires. So that's what's coming next. But just know that you need to test things, and that's kind of what we're here for, because we just showed you it's a cool looking air cleaner, but it doesn't necessarily fit with the mushroom style cap. It'll work fine with what we have here, but it was not going to clear the other cap at all. So now, if Cam will get through with the studs for the valve covers, we can keep moving forward. All right, this is our timing pointer. And I've had different bolts in here when we were doing the engine work. I found some original bolts for this position in my bolt larder. Always, always keep your original bolts if you can. If you're doing something, you never know when they might come in handy. Now I'm going to put these in bare for the moment, and I'm going to come back in with a brush and some flat black paint and paint these two bolts black so that they don't rust. You can also use, there's a rust inhibiting paint from Rust-Oleum that I'm showing you right now. That can also serve on here because it will keep them from rusting. And it's a flat black, so it'll look almost like a phosphate coated bolt there. Too much information? Probably, but doesn't that look nice? You'll never see it because there'll be an alternator and all other things here, but you'll know that deep down underneath all that, it's good.
I'm going to start building these plug wires out. We have 2 short length wires, 2 medium length wires, and 4 extra longs. The extra longs go to the rears, mid lengths go to the middles, shorts obviously go to the fronts. So I'm going to lay all of these wires in, figure out how I want them routed through our clips, and lay them up here, and then start building the ends up there. So clip these in, and I'm going to want this there. Come up to the top. Right, lay that up. Next one, I'm going to put this one in the bottom. Right. Lay that up and take a short. Put that one in the bottom clip hole. Right, and I want to go ahead and get all of these wires spaced out as much as I want them. I want them to lay as flat as I can to the valve cover. So that one can get turned up a little bit more. Some more wire there. Okay. Right, you want to do your best to make sure that these aren't touching. If they are, it's really not going to hurt anything. It's just the look of it. I think I am probably going to put a zip tie spacer in right there, just to keep that neat. That's good enough for now. So now, be working on the front. I'm going to go ahead and close these as well. At least that one, so it doesn't move. Okay, we have some of these regular spacers here that I'm going to put in place just to keep these organized. All right, so I'm working on that cylinder, which is cylinder 8. So it is going to go to this hole here. So I'm going to want to cut, well, I'm going to give myself some extra bit to work with right now. So I'm going to cut this wire right there. All right, so I'm going to give myself plenty of wiggle room to work with. Cut that down. Use our crimpers to strip this. Yeah, that didn't work so great. So, I'm going to want that to sit like right about there. Yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to restrip this there because I grabbed that with a plier, so I don't want to reuse that. It doesn't look like I hurt anything, but better to do the job right now. Needs a little bit more off. Alright, so once you have that stripped back, put the conductor, lay it over. You want to be able to get all of the rubber in and just see the tip of the conductor out the back of the brass. Alright, once you have it started, just set it in. Make sure your rubber is forward enough. Crimp it down until it releases. Give it a test tug. That's good, so pull the boot back over. All right, and there you have the first of your spark plug wires. Now to do that 37 more times.
Go. Fuel line's in the way, and worst yet, the distributor, after all that lovely and pretty work you've done, the distributor's in the way of the water neck we got from National Parts Depot. This is a cool little piece. We'll want this for him to have heat.
That's why I never changed the one on mine, because I wasn't pulling that distributor out.
They have them, Ford made these with a spin nut, so you can just set them down in there with the distributor in place. I like these because they're dichromated, so they look nice.
And less leak points.
And less leak points, because if you have the other one, you can start developing leaks. So, bada bing, bada boom, there you go. One more thing to do, but we're not doing that today. This is about engine detailing, not cussing and tearing apart distributors. So, there you go. We have detailed out our little 302. We've got, I'm not going to put the high performance badge on here right now. I'm going to wait and do that after this air cleaner is completely dry. They usually say with this stuff you need about 24 hours of dry time on the paint for it to do a full set. I'm hoping that this sticker will stick to the air cleaner lid with the wrinkle paint on. I'm a little worried about that. Not the fault of the sticker or the wrinkle paint. It is just a fault of the fact that those two sometimes don't play well together. And our final pissing resistance is our factory Ford style nut up here on top of the air cleaner. I will say that we are mixing our metaphors, and I think that's where all the problems are. This is a Chevrolet style air cleaner, and we're putting it on a Ford, and that's why it's running into everything. Because it's even running into this plug set just a little bit, but
barely.
yeah, not as bad as it was
Yeah.
on the Mushroom Cat.
Yeah.
So folks, that's our show for this week. Do me a favor, be kind to each other, love on each other, treat each other nice. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time on Auto Resto Mod. Well, one more thing down. We're only about, what, 4.5, 5 weeks late?
Yeah. Something like that.
So it's about what you had said. We gotta get this thing out of here. We got a 70 Camaro we gotta jump in here and start doing stuff to. Because Bill will be very upset if he comes down here to look at his Camaro and that thing is still sitting on the
Just
left.
buy him one. I just get a Hot Wheels.
I think it's cheaper to buy him a Hot Wheels.
Get him a Hot Wheels and
So
like
Bill, Hot Wheels.
do like a macro picture of it so it looks like a real size car.
He's coming here. You're of absolutely no help. All right, so I guess it's beer o'clock.
Yes.
It's beer o'clock.